the fight against insecurity by ensuring adequate funding for security agencies in the 2022 budget. He commended the armed forces for the recent success recorded in the fight against insurgency and banditry in the country. The Senate President urged them to sustain the campaigns until the insurgents and bandits are rooted out of the country. Senator Lawan also charged the Senate committees on petroleum downstream, petroleum upstream, and gas to start oversight on the implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act with a view to ensuring that the Senate discharges its critical mandate of compliance with content and dictates of the law. The Speaker of the State Parliament, Honorable Timothy Uweye, says the State House of Assembly is paying premium towards announcing a long-term relationship between legislative arm and auditors to propel career progression of the state workforce and financial transparency. Honorable Uweye stated this in his closing remarks at the two-day retreat for House Committee on Public Accounts and relevant stakeholders. Oluwatosin Oladokun's report is presented from our studio. Honorable Uweye, who commended Governor Adegboyega Itola's administration, especially his administration's pattern towards uplift of not only infrastructural development, but being seamlessly consistent toward the both career progression and welfare of the workforce. While speaking on the aids of workers conversion at local government level, the Speaker observed the need to identify the strengths and experience of any worker before giving such consideration. He appreciated the determination and dedication of the Chairman House Committee on Public Accounts and members, as well as officers of Auditor General Local Government and State NLC Chairman for the success of the exercise. In his remarks, Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftains Affairs, Mr. Adebayo, represented by Coordinating Director Mr. Koladi Dokun, recalled the effort of the State of Officials Assembly that enacted the law for local government areas creation and administration's amendment number 4 in 2020. He noted that history will not forget members of the State of Officials of Assembly for deemed it necessary to support the policies and programs of the present administration. In their submissions, the head of service, Dr. Ologboyega Ibadi, NLC and TUC Chairman, as well as NOGE, Dr. Kehinde Ogunbangbe, Comrade Jacob Adekomi, and Comrade Debo Adekola, jointly acknowledged Governor Itola for meeting the obligations of the workforce. The head of service assured Governor Itola of the unflinching support of the workers in the state. In an interview with OSBC News, State Argon Chairman Honorable Abiodun Dowu described the retreat as rewarding, promising to impact the knowledge and skills acquired. Highlights of the retreat was presentation of certificates to the participants. The Chairman Local Government Service Commission, Elder Tunji Adedeji, has commended the Governor State of Osun, Mr. Adegboyega Itola, for providing necessary resources for the training of clerical officers on grade levels 4 to 6 in the local government service, despite the dwindling economic situation in the state. Elder Adedeji stated this while declaring open a 4-day improvements workshop on effective office management for clerical officers in the local government service. The Commission's boss reinstated government's commitment to the training and retraining of its workforce to sharpen their skills and widen their horizon for better performance. Elder Adedeji stressed the need for them to acquire new trend of work ethics and their training to make the junior officers better leaders in future, adding that they are the bedrock of the local government service. Speaking earlier in his address of welcome, the Coordinating Director, Local Government Service Commission, Prince Lekan Babalola, described the workshop as a unique one, said the roles of clerical officers in the local government service cannot be overemphasized. Prince Babalola noted that it is imperative for the participants to justify the confidence reposed on them by working assiduously to improve the standard of their various local government councils. Also in his goodwill message, NOGE President of the state, Dr. Kehinde Ogunbamigbe, eulogized the state houseman, Mr. Adegboyega Itola, for keeping to his promise of building the capacity of the workers in the state. The newly local government caretaker executives and the local ESCOs of the All Progressives Congress have been admonished to replicate Governor Adegboyega Itola's good governance at the grassroots. Former Commissioner for Information and Strategy in the state of Osun, Oluwamosunde Akere, gave the admonition today in his lecture at a day workshop for political office holders at the local government level in the state. Shijuade Additional has the details.
A day workshop was put together by the member of the National Assembly representing Ijesha South Federal Constituency, Honorable Babatunde Ayeni, for the chairman, vice chairman, secretaries, and members of the caretaker committee across Ijesha South Federal Constituency, declaring it open. APC chairman in the state, Prince Adegboyega Famodu, disclosed that Osun cannot operate in isolation, hence the need to return from parliamentary system at the local government level to presidential system.
We opted for parliamentary system because we believe that it's cost effective. And having putting into practice for 3 years, we discovered that there are more political problems than financial consideration. We are looking at the option of going back to the presidential system. Despite
Prince Famodo, who commended Honorable L.B. Ayeni, who considered it necessary for the orientation, called on political office holders to hold their offices, create an enabling environment for economy to thrive. He enjoined them to provide basic amenities in the marketplaces, communities, and work together for better chance in the next election. The guest lecturer stressed the need for them to pay premium to security of lives and properties, saying they should not disappoint the people who entrusted power in their care. Also speaking, Oluoma Sunday Akere told the gathering to be an apostle of good governance embarked upon by Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, saying for the party to excel in future elections, officers and members of the APC need to make more friends and eschew acrimony within the party.
In APC, we should not see ourselves as enemies. Yes, some people might be feeling aggrieved today. Let's continue to talk to each and every one of us. We should continue to talk to each other. The grouse is us realizing that it is God that puts people in position, and all of us definitely cannot be in position at the same time. If it is not your turn today, you'll be rest assured that tomorrow is there for you to make a.
Oluoma Akere enjoined the participants to promote oneness, unity, and progress of the party. Earlier, the organizer, Honorable Babatunde Ayeni, said that the workshop will go a long way in service delivery and good governance at the local government level.
Being the thing, so I'm now expecting them to go back to their respective local government in order to whatever they might have gained here in order to put into practice over there, so that you help me. And that is why in my speech I say they are my ambassador, and we open the WhatsApp so that they will be talking to me.
As part of its efforts to improve accessibility to communities and open economic activities across the state, the government of the state of Osun has approved the construction of the 9.65-kilometer Ila-Orangun Tafa Balogun Junction and Arandun Kwara State boundary in Ila local government area of the state. Commissioner for Information and Civic Orientation, Mrs. Funke Gbemode, made us know in a statement after the State Executive Council meeting. Osun government said the award of the construction, which was estimated to be completed in 8 months via alternative project funding approach. Osun government also announced that it has approved the reconstruction of Ikirele Junction to Isokpako Lawyer Atonda Road in Iwo, spanning 2.55 kilometers by direct labor. The reconstruction is expected to be completed in 6 months. Meanwhile, the Oyetola-led government restated its commitment to infrastructural development towards bringing economic growth and prosperity to the state. The government also announced the appointment of Prince Taiwo Abdulrazak Adegboye as Alawo of Awotan in Egbedore local government area of the state. It will recall that the stool became vacant following the demise of Oba Musa Olatubosun Adebayo on June 24, 2020. Prince Adegboye's appointment will take effect from Monday, September 13, 2021, followed a majority vote in his favor during a meeting of the kingmakers of Awotan on September 2, 2021. Alawo of Awo Chieftaincy is a recognized title according to Part 2 of the Chiefs Law Cap 25 of the State of Osun 2002. Governor State of Osun, Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola, has restated his commitment to engendering peaceful coexistence as well as security of lives and property in the state. The governor made this known through his special advisor on civic engagement, Honorable Olatubosun Oyintiloye, general engagement to some communities and villages in Olaoluwa, Southeast LCDA. Details are presented from our studio.
Speaking on the rationale behind the rural community engagement, the special advisor to the governor on civic engagement, Honorable Olatubosun Oyintiloye, noted that the present administration wanted to eliminate wasteful spending of government, especially on the needs of rural dwellers, saying community leaders should spell out what their action needs are. He also pointed out the giant strides of Governor Oyetola in terms of road construction and rehabilitation, fortifying the security architecture with the newly recruited Amotekun, revitalization of education sector, especially in rural areas, healthcare centers, among others, cannot be overemphasized. He boldly assured all the rural dwellers in Telemu, Olokpalamba, Idiroko, Gafulani Onilapa, Papa, Ologede, Fagbayi Officer, all in Olaoluwa Southern Local Government Development Area, that they would enjoy more of dividends of democracy in the present administration.
To the directive of the Mr. Governor to factor all their wants and needs to the next budget of the state so that we can make provision for them, especially people in the rural area. And this is what we have been doing so far. And I want to tell you that the impact will be excellent in the next year, because we will have made enough provision for the rural dweller, and their requests ranging from places of road, maternity, and some other things like that, which we are accumulating their requests, and we are trying to build up a database so that we can transit to a Ministry of Budget.
Some community leaders, sons and daughters of Olaoluwa Southeast Local Government Development Area, commended the leadership style of Governor Oyetola, saying its administration is exceptional in all ramifications. They equally appealed to the state government to consider them for grants, empowerment program, rehabilitation and construction of rural roads, provide more security, among other value-added benefits, which would boost their businesses and by extension strengthen the economic base of the states.
This is the news across the country, coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Ileawi Okebale Oshobo. Now, our mid-news message. The development of any society lies on the people's level of patriotism and unity of purpose. Let's be one for a better Nigeria. The recommencement of payment of stipends to beneficiaries of the federal government's conditional cash transfer, CCT, which was put on hold due to the surge of COVID-19 pandemic, is one of the measures put in place to uplift the people at the grassroots level. The special advisor to the Government Social Intervention Program of the Cash Transfer Scheme stated this in a federal local government area. Oluwatobiloba Odunuga now reports.
Speaking at the recommencement of payment of stipends to beneficiaries at Oke-Ilarogun as well as Asha Onis Palace at Ora Igbomino and Gafulani area of the federal local government area, Special Advisor to the Governor on Social Intervention Programs, Honorable Lukman Abimbola, affirmed that the Conditional Cash Transfer Program is one of the ways by which the federal government uplifts households but was put on hold due to the surge of COVID-19 pandemic. Honorable Abimbola urged beneficiaries to make judicious use of the stipends for their own benefit so they can give back to the community.
In the next 1 month, we are still coming back to pay them 4 months, and thereafter we're going to pay another 4 months. That will cover all the arrears for 14 months being held on this National Cash Transfer Fund. Osun has the best record of this contribution. So I've advised them to keep it up.
Also speaking, the Orogun of Oke-Ilarogun, Oba Adedokun Abolarinwa, stated that the efforts of the federal government and the state of Osun are to make development meet the people at the grassroots level. Oba Abolarinwa affirmed that the people are really enjoying the benefits of the Conditional Cash Transfer Program, and he also urged them not to buy material things with the stipends, but invest such in something that they would keep enjoying for lifetime.
They should not use this money, no matter how little. They should not use this money to purchase new wares, or for men to use it to marry more wives. Is to invest. The little money that they think is little will turn out to be big. and they'll be so surprised in the foreseeable future.
Mrs. Modupola Adebayo, who is one of the organizers, affirmed that the program is a good one, confirming that they had been seeing changes in the lives of the beneficiaries. The beneficiaries, in appreciation mode, sang praises to God for the opportunities they are getting. Oluwa Tobiloba, Odonuga, OSBC News.
The Iforolu Progressive Union IPU Oshobo branch has held its extraordinary general meeting. In a communique to at the end of the meeting, and signed by the chairman, Mr. Sunday Idowu, and secretary, Mr. Sunday Olawain, the meeting congratulated the people of Osun on the occasion of the 30th anniversary of the state on which the people have progressed. The meeting also commended Governor Adegboyega Itola and the State Commissioner of Police for their pragmatic approach towards ensuring peaceful coexistence among the indigents of Orolu community. The meeting used the occasion to appeal to the state government to accelerate the process of installing a new royal father for the town and include its indigents in various key posts. Also at the meeting, Prince Akinjide Akinyoye, a chartered accountant and one of the boards of trustees members of the IPU National, agreed that the process of installing a new king for Iforolu should be accelerated. It sought for greater collaboration between the leadership of Iforolu and Osun State government in the best interest of the community. The meeting commended the former National Publicity Secretary for his various appreciable roles in promoting Orolu agenda. Among those at the meeting were the chairman, Mr. Sunday Idowu, the secretary, Mr. Sunday Olawain, Oluomo Taiwo Yedeji, the Oluomo of Ifon, and Elder Adeto Ishakiola. Others are Chief Mrs. Ayo Adegbite, Yeyogi of Ifon, Alaji Musba Lawal, Alaji Bashiru Olalere, Alaji Fatai Alade, Comrade Okpeyemi Atada, and Prince Akinjide Akinyoye. The representative of the Federal Government Universal Basic Education Board, Dr. Tom Ikire, has described the state of Osun as a preference point in terms of quality of learning facilities, academic performance, and welfare of teachers in public schools. Dr. Ikire gave the assessment during the inspection of some public schools in East and West senatorial zones of the state. Sonia Onorinde has more on the story.
Officials of the Federal Government of Universal Basic Education Commission conducted on the sports assessments on some public schools, including primary and grammar schools in Osogbo, Ilesha, Ile-Ife, Modakeke, Gbongan, Ogi, Owodiede. Teachers of the schools visited in company of the chairman of Osun State Universal Basic Education Board, Honorable Ajibola Famurewa, members of the board, as well as the executive secretary, Alaji Adeoye Bakari, provided relevant information bordering on the quality of the learning facilities, quality of education, number of pupils and students, competence of the teachers, as well as teachers' welfare and academic performance in his assessment of the schools visited. The leader of the team, Dr. Tom Ohikire, described the state of Osun as a reference point and pace setter in terms of quality of the learning facilities, academic performance, and welfare of the teachers.
What we saw here, it's so massive, and they are driving it systematically. Very comprehensive approach to basic education. So Osun, what we have seen so far in Osun, we have just finished with Osun East. We are now in Osun West.
The chairman of Osun State Universal Basic Education Board, Honorable Ajibola Famurewa, noted that the state government, under the administration of Governor Adegboyega Oyetola, would not relent in providing enabling environment for learning across the state, as well as prioritizing welfare of the teachers to ensure positive results.
The leader of the team attests to the nature and the condition he met our teachers. It shows the welfare of teachers that, we are taking good, this state, we are taking good care of teachers. And, providing some incentives that will make their job easier.
The inspection of public schools by the Universal Basic Education Commission team continues across the state. Sonia Onorinde reporting for OSBC News. Vehicular
movement was disrupted at Subo section of Benin Ore Highway and students of University of Benin protested the alleged imposition of 20,000 naira late registration charge by the institution. The students mounted roadblock at the entrance of the university's main campus in Bo today, which affected free flow of traffic. As students of the university who preferred anonymity described the decision of the university's management as harsh, saying it did not take into consideration the unfavorable economic situation in the country. Efforts to reach the public relations office of the institution, Dr. Benedicta Ihanire, were to no avail, as she neither responded to messages nor picked a calls. Two brothers who allegedly assaulted a police officer today appeared in an Ikeja magistrate court. The police charged Rewan 18 and Rashid Shonde 20, residing in Ikeja, Lagos State, with conspiracy, breach of peace, and assault. The prosecution counsel, Sergeant Olaso Komiade Jumola, told the court that the defendant and others still at large committed offense in Ikeja, Lagos State. Enyimba FC of Faba will meet Senegalese side Diambis FC in the second round preliminary round of the CAF Confederation Cup. Adeyemi Abode has more on the sports updates.
Senegalese side Diambas Football Club will be Enyimba's opponents in the second preliminary round of the CAF Confederation Cup. This follows Diambas' elimination of Guinean side Wakria Athletic Club in the first preliminary round, as 3 second-half goals ensured a 3-0 win for the Senegalese club at the Stade La Dior in Senegal on Sunday. Owing to political tension in Guinea, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) had directed that all matches involving Guinean clubs will be decided over a single leg in their opponent's country. CAF decision therefore means that Sunday's win was enough for Diambas to advance to the next stage. Diambas, co-founded by football legend Patrick Vieira in 2003, are making their debut in the Confederations Cup. Enyimba will be on the road for the first leg of the second preliminary round between 15th and 17th of next month before hosting the return fixture a week later. Meanwhile, victorious Nigeria's representative in the CAF Champions League, Rivers United, are back home after recording a surprise 0-1 away win over Young Africans of Tanzania in the first leg preliminary round. Moses Omomodoke netted the only goal of the game. Rivers United are expected to commence preparations for the second leg slated for this weekend. In the meantime, participating teams for the maiden edition of the CAF Women Champions League has been confirmed. The tournament, bid to take place in Egypt, will feature 8 teams in the inaugural edition. The 8 teams that will take part are Malabo King FC, Asaka's Ladies, Saunders Ladies, Rivers Angels, Ahead Mande, ASFAR, Wadi Dega FC, and Vihiga Queens. Ghana Football Association has parted ways with Black Stars head coach Charles Akono. The decision became necessary after Ghana lost 1-0 to South Africa in the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers in the last international break. The Nigerian women volleyball team were brought down to earth on Monday at the ongoing African Women Volleyball Championship as they suffered defeat to the host country, Rwanda. The Nigerian side started the competition on a winning note on Sunday with a sound victory over Senegal, but Monday game against host at Kigali Arena proved a bit difficult for the Nigerian women as they succumbed to a 3-0 defeat. Nigeria will have another opportunity to bounce back to winning ways when they face Morocco in the last group game. South Africa is interested in hosting FIFA's Club World Cup in December after Japan withdrew because of COVID-19. South African Football Association President Danny Jordan told newsmen that he will meet with FIFA's Secretary General Fatima Samora in Lagos this week to get more details on what kind of bid South Africa must present to the world body to host the 7-team men's tournament. The Club World Cup will feature European champion Chelsea and the other 5 Continental Cup competition winners. The league champions from the host country also get a place. Japan withdrew last week amid fears the tournament will cause a rise in infections in a country that has just staged the Summer Olympics and the Paralympics. Sport Update returns tomorrow. My name is Adeyemi Aboderi.
And to end the news across the country, here again are the major points. President Muhammadu Buhari has asked the Senate to approve a fresh loan and a grant of $125 million to finance critical projects in the 2021 budget. The special advisor to Governor Itola on civic engagement, Honorable Olatubosun Oyintiloye, has restated Government of Osun's commitment to engendering peaceful coexistence as well as security of lives and property in the state. Vehicular movement was disrupted at Subuo section of Benin-Ore Highway as students of University of Benin protested the alleged imposition of 20,000 naira late registration charge by the institution. Two brothers who allegedly assaulted a police officer today appeared in an Ikeja magistrate's court. And that was the news across the country, edited by Olushayo Babatude and delivered by Mutsunrayo Ayegbayo. For more about us, you can visit www.osbcng.org. Thanks for listening. Good evening.
For the best in news, sports, music, documentaries, news analysis, and lots more, tune to OSBC Radio 105.